this is the hardware specifications and the hardware connectivities of our project. So starting with the components of our project, our uh, our project has the first thing as the Node MCU ESP8266 is integrated with the Wi-Fi module version 1.0. Then we have the sensor, that is the MAX 30102 pulse oximeter, and this is the USB cable, and these are the jumper wires and breadboard and the LED. So starting with the connections, this is the ground of the Node MCU that is connected to a common line of the breadboard, and the ground of the sensor is directly connected to the common line. The LED's ground is connected to the common line too. The VCC of the Node MCU is connected to the V-in of the sensor. These two are SDA and SCL, that is serial clock and serial data, which are the I2C pins for the communication between the sensor and the microcontroller, where Node MCU is the brain of the entire project. And these SCL and SDA are directly connected to the SCL and SDA of the respective microcontroller. And this is the ground that is directly connected to the sensor. This is the USB cable that is directly that can be connected to a power source or a laptop for uploading the code or powering the hardware. Thank you.
Of the Blink app for our project. Here you can see you can click on new project to create a new project, but I've already created one for mine, so we'll proceed with that one. Now here is the oximeter project. Now first of all we have to add the components by clicking on this plus button. First of all we will add an LCD display. You can click on LCD display and you can see it will be added. Now we can click on it to customize the settings. We have to change it to advanced and set the pin number to virtual pin 5 V5. You can also change the color of the screen if you want, or the text color by clicking on these. Next up we'll add the value displays. That's first of all. Now you can click on value displays to customize it. It will be titled the BPM because it will measure the BPM values. It will range from 0 to 220, and the pin number allotted for this will be the virtual pin V1. Click on it. Now the reading rate is changed to push because we have to directly push the data from the server. Now you can customize the font if you want and color. Next up we will be adding the SpO2 value display. Now we can just like drag it here from here, or we can just reshape it from like this. You can also reshape this one. Now by clicking on this one we can customize the SpO2 pin. Now for the input of the SpO2 pin we will select the virtual pin V2. After selecting V2 we can change the reading from 0 to 100 because that is the range for SpO2 values. Customize the text. All set. Now we will add the gauge values to measure the readings. Click on the gauge value. The first gauge will be measuring the BPM. Same range 0 to 220. Font size this. Pin number will be virtual pin V1, same as the pin used for BPM. Now reading rate is push. All set. Now we will put in the SpO2 gauge. Now you can click on it to change the settings. 0 to 100 is the range. Pin number is virtual pin V2. Now the gauge name is SpO2. Because it will measure the SpO2 value, we can change the font size and the text also. Now reading rate is push. All set. We can complete this one. Next up, we'll add the notification widget so that we can get notified in case of any issues. Now for the notification settings, we will notify when the hardware is on, and we can also set a notification ringtone so that people can hear. You can select any of the system ringtones you want. I'm selecting this one. Now it is all set. Now we have to click on this settings tab. Now here you can see you have your oximeter device created. Now you can click on email all to get all the authentic auth tokens for this project for different devices. And that's it. Thank you. So here is the live demo of our project where we will test our system. So the hardware side of the project, that is the sensors and the controllers and all, are being monitored by Rahul Bera, and the software side, that is the application, is being handled by me, Prakrit Raj. As you can see, initially the BPM value is 0 and the SpO2 value is fluctuating a lot. This is because in the code we have given like the for the first few readings of the BPM, it will take the BPM readings and find out an average BPM for the person, that is the normal resting BPM for that person, so that in case the BPM falls below or goes way too high, it can notify the doctor. So in this case, we are taking the range from normal range from 40 to 100, where you can see like there is no notification as of now because first it is calibrating itself, so we have disabled the notification feature for the first few minutes until the BPM value reaches 40 or above. After that, the notification will come in case of SpO2 value falls before 80. Now as you can see, the BPM value has risen to 33 because it has been taking the values and finding out the average BPM for that person, and the SpO2 value is still fluctuating a lot. Now you can see the BPM value crossed 40, so the patient and the patient SpO2 fell below the limit. So we are getting information as a notification in the application. Now as you can see, the BPM value is in the normal range and SpO2 value is also above range, so there is no notification. Now again you have found that the SpO2 value fell below the limit, so it has been notified in the application. So this is the live demo. Thank you for watching.